Offer guidance in generating and sustaining right intention in relating to a teacher.
lalong jaw de zo loma ge samlo khurtang la ra le ge saris en tende samlo khun loma ge samlo tang ta tel ra le ba inde de loma khorang gi ngone ta samlo ya bo de chö la samlo chi tang gon na tel mi kalo tang lap den de chare song je na se
xiang ge de chi gong yin na Tomar lama toba tong dene lama toba de tamchi chilengone tongbo kechi achi te kyayeres.
So in all the teachings, or like every tradition, first there is like the how to investigate on the qualities of the master, and then also like master also investigating the quality of the student. So this is very important, and in most of the texts before going to the actual practice or the teachings, so this subject is discussed as the first topic.
Okay, this lama de ron so Kori ne redu tome kashi so na yo numar de rongi yimba de hako di tone de kacha de satin tanje sera tome ne rongi tamashi yimba de hako ashi de ni hit dem mo de rongi jula yedu da de kori dunga de le ya dorbi chadu de na lama kan de thank you so how
the students must find their teacher? So the first understanding they must have is now the sufferings in the six realms. So wherever a sentient being is born, the seeker of this spiritual path must see that all these six realms of cyclic existence is a place of suffering. And then like having a yearning to be freed from this suffering, and with this intention also then the seeker of the spiritual path, the student must have the bodhicitta of like seeing all sentient beings of equal to space where our mother, and with this two intention or motivation, then seeking a path to liberate from this suffering and to benefit all the sentient beings, the student must look for a master.
Lama le teba migu tin tabane meneki ki arrangement ki tene lama tene pento chemas.
So a student who don't really have detached from the adherence to the cyclic existence, and then also do not have firm devotion to a master, then there won't be much benefit through these practices.
Siamo che sanji che le ndo ma ni re ndo ci carne na ta siamo ci sono papà del lama tenle ogni so lena yabo yer ha jo nega te tsam je mar te so ha ji caso te lama surgin de tenle rongi yabo ci nyaso malena te ne kori dongar tame ba ji ndo ge chogere te lama del Rono so toshi sane sonde la me kan sombate te mete bagene te ne don sende te chule ti tu tambate kechi ateres.
So in Buddhism, we have the Sutrayana teachings and then the Tantra teachings or the Vajrayana teachings. So in the Sutrayana teachings and the practices, of course, we have to rely on a master, but then practice that. And if we there is no much complete reliance on the master, but when we practice the Vajrayana teaching, the master or the teacher becomes the principal subject where we have to rely on. And then before relying on that spiritual master, we have to really examine the qualities analysis of the teacher and then rely on him, and if then it should be a complete reliance and devotion, and if there is some sort of breakage in this the relation, then it will cause a great harm and suffering, and then instead of liberating from the suffering, it can create more of the negative impact.
Dalam jika ni sanji ji gomong to bala kacen tume som so so to jong ne sanji gomong to gwajeres.
So in the Sutra and the teachings, it is said that to get enlightened, one have to practice 3 countless eons to get enlightened.
This angaji kala tibarima mambaji yarede. Dene tada ate yoga dobache mo nenaji kolle. Then loma rato dembaji ke ma kaserina seti liti drebo togi bajeres.
So in and the secret mantra and the teaching, there are again different yanas, and of all this, like the Ati Yoga, the great completion, then if one is able to practice this spiritual path and the teachings, it is said that we can accomplish enlightenment in one lifetime and this one body. So for that, then because of this, now the student must also see the master as the real Buddha. So if one is not able to see our own master as Buddha, then all this accomplishment to swiftly achieve these goals would be impossible.
Lama sonje te tongu bate loma rano so so remato lama so
to see the teacher as the Buddha, it is for the benefit of these students, and it doesn't anyway help the master.
This lama sonje te tona loma tangten lama mero tona te tanyang rajin do tegure.
So in these teachings, if we see the teacher Lama as Buddha, then he abides by all the samayas, and then if the students see the Lama as just an ordinary being, so it's even said that it's not abiding by the samaya. So nowadays, like all the practitioners are just like superficial practitioners, just practicing through their mouth, and then from real in-depth, the one who practices these teachings are very rare and few. So like everyone speaks of like saying that I want the teachings of the Dzogpa Chenpo, the great completion practice, but in real practice, then there are very few who can really like put into the practice of all these teachings. So those who practice, then there are some who can practice just a couple of months, but there isn't really practitioners who want to like make a commitment to practice their whole life. So if we see that in the Sutra and the path, then one have to practice many countless eons to get enlightened, and then in the mantra and the teachings, it's like within a very short life, short time, one can get enlightenment. But there are very few who practices in accordance to whatever our text is teaching us and instructing us to do.
dawa chare nyanso lena o pe masiki jerimbo kale kabonda di tondunge kadore de sanji ko zoba chemba tawa ngandu kade joge hamos
So then, just by practicing for a couple of months, then people feel that very tiring, and then it is very sort of like lots of like austerity practice and all these teachings. They see it as sort of like really hard and endurable practices. So with such a motivation, it would be very difficult to really accomplish all these teachings as taught in the text.
Lama sonje tongne rogi goso lingo yeso temba chise dona den debo mere mato lama call mere ngao me some but you can lama le and kukur la so ba chenya yo to ba malone che he tamji sonje ko to mare.
So if we just are not able to see the Lama as the Buddha and just think that Lama is also another ordinary human being and I am also another human being, and practice in this way won't have any much benefit, like just by understanding and having the just the knowledge on this Dharma won't benefit. So the real benefit has to come through the practice of these teachings.
Belena lama de ganga chemochi gen lama de tsede lama tsede lama de garsona de gar mangawa je saja mena on che to kona le par riba de ndugire tendese de vore togire de no hakomes.
So in Tibet, first we have to find an authentic master with much difficulties, and then once we find the master, then we completely rely on that master and do whatever the master instruct the student, and in that way, even if the person is running out of all this his ration and all this provisions, then he doesn't care, and just with one pointed mind he just think of practicing the Dharma, and in that way one is able to really accomplish high realization. And nowadays there is very few, and so I don't know what will be the result.
Nimatile kalaya bodi marana odine hales progress the children hakomes.
So nowadays practitioner, even if one is not able to get a good meal in a day, so it's very much surprising, and takes it disgusting, or and then so such practitioners, I don't know how they can really accomplish this spiritual path.
Marji denoge kala ina kan shonjong dachi po da majatan chunda to pato tarkise tum chete konota chiwa shere ma da ju jande nusa to chiwa shem se ma.
So in the past, the practitioners were just not worried about about their food and where they want to stay, and then they just drank water and then just ate limited food, and then they were solely completely focused on the practice of the Dharma, and in that way they were able to accomplish high realization.
Not only here, they
Then, so how this is the relation, as you said, to speak on the relation between master and student. So this is the general idea, and then he also makes aspirational prayers so that there can be good practitioners in future.
Okay, oh yeah.